Yo, what's up everyone? Kyrios here, and today we're going to go over how to get the brand new equipment and Void Rift hard modes, because they kind of are together and that's really the way you're going to get it. Now, we are going to talk about how they nerfed getting this equipment. It's going to be pretty hard to do in global, and it's going to start requiring you to do a lot more damage and a lot more healing too. So all you healers out there, you should be pretty excited. Let's go ahead and get started. If you guys can, hit that like and subscribe. Let's go. All right, guys, I want to front load you. I've got two big tips in this video, and one is right this second. And it's really just, if you're watching this video today when I'm launching it, big tip through the first week. But make sure you do not do your void rifts, your normal void rifts, until the reset happens. Try to go into it with 2 to 3 charges, because it's going to allow you to get some canisters of void energy that we'll talk about later in the video. Just a heads up. All right, so this is gonna be a little bit of a crash course, and I apologize, I'm gonna be all over the place here. I'm recording this in our CN account, but I will flash up on screen a lot of the global. I do have some global images of so you guys can see what it's going to turn into. Now, the one thing we want to talk about is this new reactor. Now, in the CN, you have these elemental reactors. I'm flashing up on screen. Global, you're not going to get an elemental reactor. You're just going to get a reactor just like the other ones, where it's just flat attack and baseline damage. And the one thing I do want to point out, I'm going to give you a big tip right up front. Big tip! This is a huge tip, and I'll make a whole nother video about it. But in the CN, you can see here Hara or Colton, the reactor dropped from that. But for us, it's the goggles. So we're not going to get another world boss till 2.3. So this is what I think you guys, this is what I think everyone needs to do, is that I think the reactor is going to go here. It may not go here. It may be the exoskeleton that's still here. But just in case it does, and since we have no new world bosses till 2.3, you should really hold out for 4 weeks and have 8 Vera ciphers going into 2.3. Now, that's completely elitist, and that's completely, if you want to do it, that's up to you. I'm just giving you guys the big tip. The main way that you guys are going to get the reactor is actually through research. They're going to add another tier to this research, and you can see you can get these boxes that allow you to essentially, like the goggles, they're like the chip pieces that allow you to get the reactors. Unfortunately, in the CN, it is way easier to get. I'm flashing up on screen right now. It is a lot harder to get it in global, to the point that, like, you may only be able to get this S rank without spending money once a month, or maybe once or a couple times a month. So the main way that everyone's going to get this new Void Rift, or sorry, Void Rift, geez, this new piece of gear is through Void Rifts, and we're going to have the hard mode version of Void Rifts, which I'm showing on screen. Now, before we get into that, I'm going to show you guys some gameplay. It is hard. It is hard. It is very hard. Requires a tank, requires a healer, and requires some really nasty DPS. But before we get into that real quick, and I show you guys just some of the gameplay, just remember, Void Rift hard mode and Void Rifts are in the same arena, except Void Rift hard mode, you really need to go get every buff, and you need to balance those buffs across your team. They're going to be very, very important. And then there's a whole new set of buffs. You're going to see that you get this void energy, like canister. I know it's in Chinese. I think I've got some screenshots on screen for you. You can see that we get these chip pieces here. You can do void rifts. There's 6 floors a month, from what I understand. Correct me in the comments down below if I am wrong. I've never gone all 6 floors. But there's this new mechanic where you take this void energy and you can apply it towards either attack buffs, defensive buffs, or healing buffs, and they're going to allow you to get a stack up for you to do more and more damage, or more and more tanky, or more shatter, or more healing. Now, you can spend your canisters. You can see how I've been spending mine on attack. It goes up in cost, but you have all these different benefits. If you choose attack, you'll by and large get a higher percentage of getting attack buffs. If you do defense, you'll get defense buffs. If you do healing, you'll get healing buffs, and these all matter. They really do matter. So all you tanks and healers out there, you're going to start shining. Well, I'll do another video where I completely break this down on what's the most optimal, because in CN, it's really all about damage, right? That's all you want. You want damage, 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 damage. I have a feeling in global, if they balance this correctly, you don't. You probably want 2 damage dealers, and you do want a tank and the healer. So I just want to see what that looks like, and we'll have a follow-up video on that. So just so you know that you want to get these, and you'll see that you have these normal missions, and your normal missions don't take the tokens of your hard missions. So, but you do get those canisters. So as you're doing normal void rifts on top of that, you'll be able to get a couple canisters to help you into doing the hard modes of void rifts. You can see I'm only on floor 2. There's 6 floors to this, and there's a lot of different bosses. And some of the bosses, it might start off harder, gets a little easier, then gets a little harder, and then gets extremely hard. They have the stars up there, and then they're all weak to different elements. So you really do need to start switching up your elements on what you need to do. Showing up on screen some of the gameplay. Now the gameplay is, once again, it's like Void Rift, but you can't skip the buffs. You got to go get all the buffs. The buffs are really important. And then you can see here on this screenshot that look at the amount of damage we had to pump out. And look, I didn't even do that great damage. My account is really bad on the CN. So I'm going to show that here, but I just want to cut back to the reactor real quick. Now on the reactor, you're not going to be able to get crit rate. You're not going to be able to get a few other stats. Crit is only on the goggles. So you're really just looking for your elemental stats. And remember, as another pro tip, you do want to have 2 reactors over time, one with flat stats and one with percentages. Percentages are better, but flat stats are going to get you better CS score or GS score. So I'm going to play some of that gameplay. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope that cleared it up for you. And I look forward to helping carry people in Solaris if you guys are on our server. If not, when they do server transfers, come on over. We'd love to have you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out and fist bump from me to you.